Welcome on into this edition of The Verdict. I am your host, Sean Brace from PhillyUpster.com, joined by my co-host today from PhillyUpster.com. Does a great job covering the Birds and everything else, Mr. Adrian Fedkiw. Good afternoon, Adrian.
Good afternoon, Sean. And what a week to be a sports fan. Eagles week, Dallas week.
Dallas.
Oh my God. And we got the Cubs in the World Series and the Sixers tonight. 2 years in the making. Joel Embiid making his regular season debut. How about that?
No Ben Simmons. I'm sorry that I'm poo-pooing it just a little bit.
You are poo-pooing it, but I'm still excited.
But Joel Embiid.
Charge too, sneakily making his debut.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one tonight. We'll see what happens. I would imagine Russ is going to go out for about 40 this evening.
45.
45, okay. All right, we got a lot of good stuff to get into, so let's not waste any time. Let's kick things off with a little Eagles conversation. Question one here on The Verdict. It's interesting because the Eagles just waxed the Minnesota Vikings 21-10. They destroyed the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. So I know the Eagles are good at home. On the road, they struggled, obviously, with Redskins. That's a division game. The Detroit Lions, a game they possibly should have won. So the question I have for you is a complicated one.
Yeah.
But I mean this sincerely because I do think the Eagles are good. But what are we talking about here? How good are the Eagles?
Yeah. Well, we're about to find out on Sunday night. I mean, obviously, last Sunday against the Vikings, our greatest strength was their biggest weakness. Attack their tackles, we killed them. But obviously, Dallas, best offensive line in the league.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at here? Oh boy, so if you can't pressure the quarterback, our secondary gets exposed.
True.
But last week it didn't happen because we pressured Sam Bradford literally every play. He had that deer in headlights look. Every play. Got to his throwing arm and, killed him.
I think we're going to have more of an answer with this Dallas game. I think we're all in the same boat on that one as well because Dallas is a really good football team. You can make the case that Dallas is top 3.
You could. I had him number 4 in my power rankings.
There you go.
So yeah.
And the New England's obviously won. Who else you got in the top 4?
I still have Seattle.
Yeah.
So it's tough right now.
And Minnesota is the real.
Minnesota's my number 3.
Minnesota's the real deal. But Sam Bradford is going to bite you in the backside.
Oh yes, he is.
I love it. Love it.
So yeah, I mean. So we didn't get into Carson Wentz's struggles the last couple weeks. 103.5 passer rating his first 4 games. His last 2, 63.5.
Yeah.
So ever since Halapoulivaati Vaitai, sorry, right time, I just wanted to show off there. Ooh. Yeah, I can do it 3 times fast.
That was impressive. Right?
Yeah. Halapoulivaati Vaitai, Halapoulivaati Vaitai, Halapoulivaati Vaitai.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sign him up.
Do it. So yeah, what are your thoughts on Carson Wentz and his struggles?
On Carson Wentz's struggles, and they're real. They're real. We're not just fabricating this out of thin air. No, Carson Wentz is missing some open wide receivers. There was a play or two in the Vikings game that had Selleck open right down the middle of the field. And going back to the Redskins game, that's when really things started to show you just a little bit that he was overthrown. These are things that were talked about Carson Wentz from day one, that he does struggle with the mechanics, and therefore if you're going to overthrow wide receivers, that's where immediately my mind goes. Now, I also want to say this, he's a rookie. This is what, a 6th NFL start, 7th NFL start upcoming against Dallas? So he's going to have growing pains. My focus is this, I just want to see the progression. A lot like the 76ers, this is all I care about when it comes to Carson Wentz. And there's a few plays that really stick out, especially in that Vikings game. There was a back-to-back a sequence of plays that he rolled out of the pocket, extended the play with his athleticism, and hits Ryan Matthews crossing. And in the following play, bad snap, whether it was his fault or Kelsey, bottom line, it was a bad snap. He picks it up, rolls to the right, and finds Darren Sproles in the flat, and it goes for about 12 or 14 yards. Those are the plays right there that make me a believer. Sure, Carson Wentz is going to struggle because he's a rookie. Every quarterback struggles, no matter what, if you've been in the league forever. Look at Brock Osweiler. Look at the bad season he's having right now. There's only one quarterback that doesn't struggle. It's Tom Brady. All right? So what are we really talking about right here? Carson Wentz, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Continue to make the plays with your athleticism, and that's what's going to continue to make me a believer.
Well, obviously, every quarterback goes through their lows. We're seeing it with Aaron Rodgers this year. Look how he's struggling.
True.
It's incredible. So I do think that, the tackles having Vaitai there on the right side, it definitely affected them last week because, kind of sliding around the pocket, he's not setting his feet. So when you're not setting your feet, he's not, hitting his target line. So he's overthrowing.
Sure.
He's also overstriding, and that's why he's missing these open receivers. And then what I saw last Sunday, because the protection was better, they didn't allow a sack.
Absolutely.
But he was impatient. He wasn't waiting that extra second, and he was just getting rid of the ball a little bit too soon. Even the Aguilar play down the right sideline, he waits 1 more second.
He's got it wide open for a touchdown. Yeah, they walk right in. Speaking of the wide receivers, speaking of the struggles on the offense, let's pick that conversation back up. With the NFL trade deadline fast approaching on November 1, the Eagles, Howie Roseman, more importantly, looks like he wants to get involved just a little bit, and they are targeting Alshon Jeffrey from the Chicago Bears wide receiver. Now look, I know Alshon Jeffrey can play the position, but I got to ask you, how does he fit in with the Eagles, and is this a move the Eagles should make?
It's a move the Eagles should make for the right price, because there's only 10 games left in the season. You can't extend him prior to the end of the season. So what you're really looking at here is, sure, it's 10 games, but by the time he comes in here, by the time he processes the playbook, gets acclimated to the whole team and all that, you're looking at maybe, 6 games? Because it's going to take a month.
Yeah, I mean, look at
DGB.
Exactly.
Dorial Greenback.
Exactly.
He's still struggling a little bit. So I wouldn't give up more than even a 3rd-round pick. I know that might sound crazy, but you gotta play it careful with this, I think.
Yeah, and look, I think Howie Roseman. I was watching ESPN the other day. Mark Dominic, former general manager for the Tampa Bay Bucks, said point blank, Howie Roseman, the best trader in the NFL. Best trader in the NFL. He said from his years of experience talking to everyone, nobody does it like Howie Roseman. I was amazed. I was floored when I heard it. We believe that here, obviously, to look at the offseason Howie's had. But it just really makes you wonder about that decision that Jeffrey Lurie, I'm sorry to say this, with Chip Kelly, all that. The hell was he thinking? If that's how Howie Roseman was viewed by another general manager, you just caved to Chip Kelly. I don't want to go there because Chip is out in San Francisco, thinking about college right now. But it's interesting. So is this a move the Eagles should make? Adrian, why not? Why not? Because I think the NFC East is up for grabs at this point in time. We're going to have a really good feel on who this Eagles team, on who this division is in the next 3 weeks. Now, obviously, the trade deadline is November 1, so you got to make that decision beforehand. But one of the things, big picture, I like to go here, it just tells you that Howie Roseman isn't satisfied with his wide receiving core right now as we speak.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
Yep.
This is how we do it. All right, so let's talk Sixers. From the process to the progress.
Yes.
Starts tonight. Progression. What are your expectations for this season?
Yeah, I don't really want to go down the road of expectations for the team as a whole.
Yeah.
I just got to single some individuals out.
I'll
start with the coach, Brett Brown. I need to see better, play calling. I need to see out of, timeouts, stuff like that. Things that make you go. Like, I want to watch a game this year and go, Brett Brown's a damn good coach.
Yeah.
Do I think he is? I love Brett Brown. Do I like him? Of course. But now it comes down to X's and O's, and I look at guys like Doc Rivers who draws up just phenomenal plays out of timeouts. Pop. Steve Kerr. Obviously, they got the playmakers to do so. So here we are a little bit with the 76ers. They got good guys down low. Guard play is still struggling, still weak as hell. But that's what I want to see. Continue with that. I want to see Joel Embiid just stay healthy. That's obvious. I want to see Dario Saric pick up where he left off with the Olympics. Give averaging 10 points, 8 points per game. That's all I'm expecting from Dario Saric. I want to see Nerlens Noel come back. I want to see Jahlil Okafor take that step forward. If that makes sense. Team-wise, I know Vegas has them pinned at 23 wins. That's probably where I'm at as well. Before the season started, I said maybe 25. Preseason showed you exactly that. They're going to struggle getting victories. I just want to single out some individuals and see progression from them.
Yeah, I'm with you too. And even mixing and matching some different lineups, see what works, see what doesn't work, see what Okafor can do with Embiid when they're both out on the floor together, see what Saric can do with different, players like Embiid and Okafor. Just see what these guys can do. But the problem is we got guys that are hurt. Noel's going to be missing a month, basically. Yep. Simmons is out until January. So
what a difference it would make if Ben Simmons was playing tonight. This city would be on fire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fire emojis all the way around.
Loving it.
For real.
All right, I got your fire emoji here. Fifth and final question on the verdict. All right, so the Chicago Cubs are in the World Series. Impressive game one yesterday. Got to give hats off to Cleveland, man. Just a great game, great pitching a matchup there. Kluber just lighting up. But the Indians' offense that batted 167. They hit 167 in the ALCS. I wasn't really predicting them to light the world on fire as far as that's concerned, but they did last night, putting up 6 runs. But here we are, big picture, Chicago Cubs in the World Series, last time 1947. Think about this, Michael Wilbon, diehard Cubs fan, never saw a World Series game with his team in it. That's crazy to think about. Chicago Cubs, last time they won it was 1908. So, I got to ask you, that's a huge storyline in all of sports, but present day, we like to do storylines on the verdict, NFL, whatever it may be. But present day, all of sports, what's the number one storyline in all sports right now?
Yeah, obviously it would be the Cubs. That would be number one, but well, why are we going to pick that? Everyone knows that. So, I'll tell you what, if Ronda Rousey was still undefeated, that would be a great storyline. But Golden State Warriors to me right now, with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, that quartet of players, amazing players. So how many games are they going to win this year? That's the big story.
With the loss last night to start off.
Well, that's the thing though. We saw this when LeBron James headed to South Beach. Yep. Look how long it took for the Miami Heat.
They still had success. They got the championship. They still had success. Yeah. Eastern Conference versus Western Conference, different monster. But I want to say this. This isn't my answer. Watching that game last night, and I watched a ton of preseason with them in it, you started to get the feel like, dude, you got way too many superstars on this team. Draymond Green is an absolute animal. He needs the ball in his hands. And I'm not even talking about Klay or Steph. You know, and there's people out there, Charles Barkley says Klay Thompson is the best player on that team. Steph Curry's won MVPs. Yeah. You know, I mean, come on. So what are we really talking about? Now you're adding Kevin Durant to the mix. There's only one ball to go around.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that move makes them a better team or not. Again, it's one game. I'm not trying to get too carried away. But that really hit me last night going, I don't know what's going to happen out there in Golden State.
And if you look at it, too, look how many guys they had to get rid of to free up money for Durant. Because that was their thing last year. That's why they were so successful, was how deep they were. They were 12 players deep. Well, now it's like 8 guys.
You still got Livingston. You still got Iguodala coming off the bench.
Yeah, sure.
You still got your go-tos.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is, I don't know.
Jaja Pachulia.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to who's getting minutes last night. I don't know how that's going to really work out for Golden State this year. I don't know if they got better with the addition of Kevin Durant. Does that make sense?
It does, because all the superstars, you got to figure out how to play together.
Yeah.
It's tough.
We'll find out soon, though. We'll have that answer probably around January or whatnot.
It's not surprising that they struggled.
But it doesn't mean anything in the regular season. Hey, you want to know my storyline? My number one storyline is this. The Philadelphia Union making the MLS playoffs for the second time in franchise history. They take on Toronto FC this evening. It's tough going up against the 76ers. I'm going to be in the Wells Fargo Center like this with my iPad in left hand, watching Russ take on the 76ers right there to the right. I will not miss this game. Shout out to the Union making the playoffs. They snuck in the back door, but I just want to remind anybody and everybody that's a fan of the Philadelphia Union, nobody was talking about the playoffs in February and March. So here we are. No matter how you get in or how you got in, it doesn't matter. You got an opportunity to go up to Toronto, and as I said yesterday, shake shit up. So I'm looking forward to the Philadelphia Union winning today. Andre Blake taking one home. It's a winner-go-home opportunity here in the MLS, their first round of the playoffs. So anything can happen, much like all sports. So shout out to the Philadelphia Union. Jim Curtin and the boys, go up there and get a dub and come back with the victory in your second MLS playoffs ever. I gotta love it.
They've sucked me in. They got Alejandro Bedoya.
Alejandro!
So Alejandro.
He needs to step up, that's for sure. Hey, Adrian, great stuff as always. You don't need to step up. You're always on point. Gotta love it. Guys, please, if you like what you're seeing here, share it, tweet it, Facebook it. Tell your mom I said hello. Whatever you got, please. We need your help right here. We need your assistance, your support.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, we love all of that. We're going to be doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as we get going here. So please, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Please share it if you like. And don't be afraid to tell us that we're wrong about something, even though we weren't.
No, we're never wrong.
I thought that was pretty flawless.
Right? Yeah, it was pretty good.
Adrian Fedkiw. I'm Sean Brace, PhillyYoungster.com.
See ya.